I'm Anne-Sophie. I'm the CEO of a company named WiDiD, and what we do is we use virtual reality and data collection and data science to help people develop their skills by doing. So I will today, I will just provide you with key learnings on how and why virtual reality can be a good pedagogical tool to improve your learning experiences, and I will also be very happy to answer to all of your questions, because virtual reality can be quite scaring for people who are not very digital or technical. So I will try not to be too technical and to keep with the pedagogy and learning experience. So what we, well, as a statement before even creating WiDiD, is that we realize that there will be, and we are living a kind of talent war, meaning that companies, but also countries, will have to struggle to find talents on the skills that are relevant to develop economy and society and so on. And meaning that also we have to be better at matching need for skills, and technology can help us to do that. So we want to help people to develop their skills all along their life. So the thing that we all experiment, I experiment it myself because I'm teaching on business schools, is that often learning is in 2022 is in a classroom or in front of a screen with e-learning. We have to use learning management systems that often are not very easy to use and not gamified. We also have webinar experiences more and more through all the pandemic situation we all have been through. So very often the learning experience is very passive, and it generates a low engagement through learners. Why? Because we live this while we want to have a learning experience based on learning by doing. We are very used to good contents because we all go on VOD platforms such as Netflix, Amazon Prime, and so on. So we are used to have captivating content, immersive content. We want a situation to be more realistic. We want to be more autonomous, and we want. So that's what we want. How to deliver it? There are many ways to deliver it, and virtual reality can be a brick to help to develop very immersive experiences. It's not the only bricks that we can use. We can use, of course, gamification, but I will not elaborate on this. What is interesting with virtual reality is that it meets all the requirements of learners, which are: I want to train when I want, because I'm used to this. I'm used to have any movie at any time. So why not having learning content anytime? I want to be able to train by doing and not only by watching or reading something. I want to be engaged. I want to train while having fun, meaning that I want not anymore to have boring quizzes on e-learning platform. You all know, I think, those figures. Figures say one thing is that we memorize better what we do than what we hear, what we see, or what we say. And that basically the key point to keep in mind when you want to do virtual reality is that virtual reality can help people to do things and not to better memorize them. I will try to give a definition, but very simple, of virtual reality, because it's important to share a common definition. So virtual reality, often called VR, is the convergence of both digital and physical world. It means that you are, when you have the headsets on your eyes, you are transported elsewhere, on a new world, but it's not like watching a video, because you can interact with this world. This is a big difference between video and virtual reality. When we talk about virtual reality, there may be some confusion with other concepts. So another concept that you may know is augmented reality. So augmented reality, the most common experience that maybe you experienced it already, is a game named Pokemon Go. So you can chase Pokemon with your phone on the streets. This is augmented reality. You have also two other concepts. One is mixed reality. So it means that you have some glasses, and you have a superposition of digital information when you are on the street, for instance, or when you are looking at some car, you can have all the information on this car and so on. And another, it's the augmented virtuality. And at the end, on the right, you have virtual reality. So it means that you put on a headset and you are in another world. You are not anymore present in your office, you are in another world. So to be, well, how to say it? What can be difficult when you deploy virtual reality for learning and for training is that the question of the hardware. Very simple virtual reality headset, such as this one, or you have plenty of models today. The price is beginning at 300. You can have virtual reality headsets that are autonomous, but you can have also more technical stuff, more powerful, and you need a PC, a desktop with a headset. So the most used hardware when you want to train people is this kind of suitcase. You have everything in a suitcase: the PC, the controllers, and the headset, and it's very easy to transport it. But in some schools, you can have very big VR simulators with all on the same local. So that was for the hardware, which can be a difficult issue on some projects. So it's not to be forgotten when you wonder if you want to use virtual reality on your projects. But I wanted to explain you why virtual reality is so powerful. Virtual reality is making some kind of trick to your brain, and your brain, when it live finally the virtual reality experience, have a real situation, because it mobilizes your entire brain. When you watch a video, two main areas of your brain are used. You use two areas of your brain located here and here, I think. When you are in a virtual reality experience, almost all your brain is engaged in this experience. So it's an experiential situation, it's a cognitive situation, that is why it is so powerful. Those figures are from a study of PricewaterhouseCoopers, and they say that virtual reality generates emotions in your brains And that's what makes it more efficient than other tools, such as e-learning and classroom, because you are connected emotionally to the content. And what makes virtual reality unique and powerful, if you have one slide to remember, this is this one. The first point is I live the situation, I do things, I am engaged in the situation. Second point, I can live the impossible. I can project myself out of myself. I can also be another one. So for empathy, for learning empathy, it's very powerful. So I can be into another body, another time, another place. I can be on the moon, for instance. We have an acronym when we talk about virtual reality. It's WiDiD. It means that for any situation that are rare, impossible, dangerous, or expensive, you can expect virtual reality to be very helpful. Is that I live a global experience, including my body and my movements. The first point is I have the right to make mistakes without any consequences. I can, for instance, do experiences in a lab, mixing some very dangerous products, but I will never suffer from any burn, for instance. So this is very useful, and without any judgment. That's very common to video gaming, for instance. You can learn at your own pace and nobody will judge you. I am 100% in it, and that's very useful for students, for example, because they can't watch their on their head. And the final point is that I can train when and where I want, as many times as I want. So what we like to do in WiDiD is not only using virtual reality, but also what we call data science. It means that you have a headset, you have controller. So I collect all the data. So you have to be aware of this. And by collecting those data, I can help you. For instance, we have a public speaking experience, and I have a microphone. So I am on the stage, I have a microphone. Each time that that the microphone, for example, I'm moving my hands and the microphone is there, I have a warning who tells me to take the micro very near my mouth. So everything is used to help you to get better. So we analyze your behavior and we give all the input to help you to improve yourself. So I think I have no time to elaborate on this. Just maybe one point I would like to raise is that what you can do also in a VR simulation is, how to say it? Well, we have a replay mode. So I am speaking in front of an audience. At the end of the experience, I can project myself in the audience and see myself and hear myself doing my pitch. So that's very to understand how to get better and why they were not very were pitching their project, for instance. So this is a kind of catalog we deploy for our customers. So very simple interface, very similar to Netflix, for instance. You choose your training and then you put the headset and you are on this stage, for example, learning how to speak in front of an audience. You can see the warning. I was explaining it to you just before, too far away from my mouth. We also work around job interview situation. So we help school dropouts to get more confidence at job interviews. So they talk to an avatar and the avatar is reacting and asking them adapted questions to help them to develop around their project, their professional project. You can learn also how to repair a bike, and all the pieces of the bike I'm learning. We work around also the problematics of our book, how to cut a vine, and a tree, for instance. And our ambition is, well, globally to democratize the access to training through practice, because we know that for many people they have difficulties with classical training, and they need to practice to get better. So that's our main how to say it, ambition today. Thank you. I think I've maybe I've been longer than expected. Sorry, Laurent.
Don't worry. I will make it shorter. Merci beaucoup, Anne-Sophie. It was very interesting. Is any of you have a question for Anne-Sophie regarding virtual reality and how to use it, or?
Hello there, Laurent. Perhaps I have a question, a very simple one. Do you think the technology is mature enough for us to be able to deploy this in a broad sense to our students? And the other question obviously has to do with cyber sickness. That has been always a talking point when trying to implement, virtual reality solutions broadly. Do you think that we have the ability now to go beyond these two issues and deploy virtual reality for a broader audience? Thank you.
Well, maturity is always a key point for new technologies. I think we have crossed a line last year when Oculus Quest became a top seller, a top selling headset, and I can see now with my customers, because we have customers that we help learning without virtual reality, and before last year it was very difficult to even talk about virtual reality. It was more on R&D, research and development project and approach, and today they are asking for virtual reality, and I think we have crossed the point. We have headsets that are cheaper and very stable, and we have also SaaS solution that enable, for example, our customers are business schools. They want to have very easy to use solutions, and we are providing with solutions. Sorry. And for it was a question about sickness. Well, motion sickness most of the time is due to poor quality content. So with the improvement of headset or the content we develop, because more and more we know about it, and developers are very aware of this, so we try to improve it. And I would say it is not adapted to everyone. People with problems of eyes, I will not recommend. But I think in practice, very few people are sick with our content, because we are very aware of this situation, and we avoid bad navigation, because the sickness is caused because your body is moving virtually, and your, such as when you read and when you are reading in your car, for instance. So we learned how to do it without giving you this sickness.